Happy September 1st and happy Back to Hogwarts Day. I wanted to share my collection, my growing collection of Harry Potter and Hogwarts inspired things. Some of these items I've made from either the Knitting Magic or the Crochet Wizardry book, or some of the things I've borrowed and kind of took inspiration from the pattern. So I wanted to share my entire collection, growing collection. I want to add to it as much as possible. Here is the Hogwarts crest blanket. I've taken it directly from the Hogwarts Crochet Wizardry, the official Harry Potter crochet handbook from the Wizarding World by Lisa Torrey. And I am really happy with this project. I love how it came out. I love the colors. I wish I would have gone with a darker green, but it's together. I'm not going to take it apart. We got the blue and bronze for Ravenclaw. We got yellow and black for Hufflepuff, scarlet and gold for Gryffindor, and green and gray for Slytherin. And I like to just kind of close up on the border. On the border, I added like a scalloped edge, and that was not a part of the original pattern, but it was something that I thought looked nice, and I think it gives it a nice touch. I'm really happy with how it came out. Here is the Mrs. Weasley's home knit Christmas sweater, taken from the Knitting Magic official Harry Potter knitting pattern book by Tannis Gray. I actually made this, I want to say about a year ago, 2 years ago. I actually did a short on my channel where I showed all of the skeins of yarn, and I forgot I have never actually done like a product reveal, like the completed project. So this is the completed project. The sweater is finished. I just knitted the sweater as the pattern went through, and I actually did a duplicate stitch on the initial. That's all duplicate stitch, but I still think it turned out really nicely. Here is a scarf that I knitted. It's not actually from the book, but some of the color work and like duplicate stitching did come from the book, like these cauldrons. And I did this out of a lot of different scrap yarn. I really love this Expecto Patronum with a stag. I did like some moss knit stitching on that part. And then I did Harry's glasses, and I just did kind of a mixture of knit and pearls, and then we have the golden snitches, and then we have some lightning bolts, and I just finished the whole thing off with tassels. So some of the stitch working, like the stitch work, like the cauldrons and the lightning bolts and the Expecto Patronum, that did come from the knitting book, but the scarf itself, it's just something I kind of made up with a whole bunch of extra yarn, or like mini skeins that I wasn't really sure what to do with. But I think it turned out cute. Here is a Harry Potter Hogwarts inspired cardigan that I've done. Now the actual pattern, and I'll leave a link in the description. The actual pattern was like a free pattern that I found on Lionbrand, and it was like a color block, almost varsity type pattern. And I was like, oh, that sweater's cute. It's kind of unisex. I like how it looks, but I'm not really a sportsy type of athletic. So I was wondering, how can I make that Hogwarts? And I took this pattern right here and I added Hogwarts colors. I went on Stitch Fiddle and got like a silhouette of an eagle for the Ravenclaw, a silhouette for a badger for Hufflepuff, a silhouette for a lion for Gryffindor, and a silhouette for a snake for Slytherin. And that's really all I did. There's the back. It's more Hogwarts themed kind of colors on the back. It's a very beautiful cardigan. I really love how it turned out. But that's really all I did. I followed the pattern, except for just kind of adding in colors or changing colors whenever I wanted to. But outside of that, I did actually follow the pattern. I just did my own colors, and on the panels, I think it had like an initial on the original pattern. I'll put a little clip art on the side where you can see that. I believe it had an initial. I just did the mascots on the front panel, but I really did follow the pattern. I just did my own colors and added duplicate stitching for the front mascots. So I love how they turned out. This is probably the coolest thing I've made so far. I'm really excited about that. Love that. This is a work in progress from the Knitting Magic book. It is supposed to be a Gryffindor scarf, but as I'm using leftover yarn, I'm not actually sure how it's gonna look like the original movie themed scarf, but it's gonna have all the colors. So I am still doing burgundy and gold in kind of the striping that you would have seen in the Harry Potter films, but I'm running out of scarlet, so it's gonna be something different. It's gonna be inspired by the Harry Potter Gryffindor house scarf, but yeah, the color changes got a little strange because I am running out of the burgundy yarn and I still have a lot more of this gold, so that's a work in progress. I don't know how that's gonna progress. Okay, and finally I have this kind of Gryffindor inspired, kind of Dumbledore smoking hat type of crocheted hat that I did. I did not have a pattern for this. It's just something I made up with spare yarn. I didn't take it from any books. It's just a hat that I made in Gryffindor colors, and that's it.